Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Unofficial Commentary. This week we are watching Kevin's pick, Superman Batman Apocalypse.
The sequel to Superman Batman Public Enemies, which I have to say is a much better movie, since it doesn't really have to work off the weirdness of the original comic, which had a lot of things that did not translate well onto animation.
Yes,
This
Warner Brothers
one,
doing their absolute best to cut down on budgets whenever possible.
and of course, this is yet another hour, 18-minute movie.
Yeah.
At some point, and aside from Highlander, we are going to get to a 2 hour movie with one of my picks.
Maybe you could pick one of the live-action DC movies that we haven't watched.
Hey, I
Like,
have, hey, I have Superman. I have Batman v Superman that I got from Ultracon for $1.
that's
Liter
kind of surprising to me because normally movies at cons and stuff are really overpriced. Like, I tried to find a...
Yeah, but the thing is, this was in like a $1 bin at the
Oh,
con,
nice.
and I was like, where do I go? He's like, it's $1, and I'm like, no tax, no tax. And I just give him the $1 that I had in my wallet, and now I
Nice.
have Batman v Superman, and the Ultimate Edition, which is supposed to be, according to you, the good version. But I will have to see for myself one day when I
Yes.
go to watch it.
There are also, I mean, that kind of makes sense because it was like, I think, like the second highest selling home video of 2016.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Considering that there were a bunch of things that people wanted to know about in the full version that Zack Snyder
yeah.
probably should have done
Well,
instead of
here's
the
what should
one
have
that Warner
happened. It
Brothers
should have,
gave us.
yeah. Here's what should have happened. It should have been two movies because it was supposed to
Yes,
be two movies. But
yes,
as for yeah,
tradition.
the theatrical release of the Ultimate Edition was like very limited in a very small area. So yeah, so people were
I was
dying to
able
get
to
their
catch
hands on that.
the I was able to catch the theatrical edition in theaters, and my word, was it bad?
Eh,
I mean,
I mean that there were some
I know
holes.
you love
I
that movie. I know we have inverse opinions when it comes to those two movies, Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War, but it's just so interesting to discuss these things.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of people who didn't like the theatrical cut liked the Ultimate Edition, and I already like the theatrical cut, and the Ultimate Edition just makes it better.
I'm sure it does, but once again, I'll have to see for myself. So, anyway, we are going to be starting the movie in three, two, one. Warner Premiere.
Yep, gonna take us a
A
while to get
time.
out of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit. And the old DC logo.
That's at least a good logo. It's not that stupid fold over logo they had.
You mean the current one that's been going on for the DCEU? And the
No, I
one that
mean
they've
the
been doing for the past DC movies?
I meant the fold over logo
Oh, okay.
from like 2013 ish, new
Ah,
52 era.
my word. So many blimps in Gotham City. That
But
just
we
seems.
have one advantage that they sorely lack: Zeppelins.
And then those Zeppelins get shot down. Well, not in like Helsing Ultimate, because of course they were able to infiltrate and disable things.
I sunk their battleships and
Eh,
their blimps.
we got all this exposition from radio about what happened in the last movie, including Superman giving a deposition and on his portion of the Lex Luthor thing. Since in this continuity he got arrested.
Yes, because it's not like we couldn't have just spent a whole 10 minutes on that. No, we had to have a bunch of exposition over a bunch of
Radio.
low effort panning shots.
Hmm. And Gotham gets flooded.
Quick, somebody call what's his name here?
Aquaman.
No, I was gonna say what's his name? The guy who did somebody call Roland Emmerich. We need to make a disaster movie out of this.
He would definitely make a disaster movie. It looked great, but it would suck so bad.
Apparently he's talking about making a new Stargate movie, and you know, SG-1
No.
was around for like 10 years, and he's not going to be making it a sequel to that. He's going to be making it a
No.
sequel to the original, and I'm just like, that's not going to work.
It
That
really
can't
isn't.
possibly work.
If Independence Day 2 is any indication.
Yeah.
And hello, Batman.
Yes, the one time Bruce actually uses any Aquabat stuff in anything.
He I would think he'd use that more often considering the times that he ends up having to go to Atlantis, I'm sure.
Yes, but I'm mainly talking about in terms of like movies, because they
Right.
always have it in the toy line, but it never ever shows up in the actual movie. And the only
There
time
was
that alternate
there
suits from the toy line showed up in movies, it was called Batman and Robin.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, well, there was one time where Batman used Aqua Bat gear in an episode of the Batman where he had to fight Killer Croc, who was voiced by Ron Perlman for some reason. While Batman's looking inside of this ship, we have a very naked Supergirl all trying to appropriate the Bat boat.
Hey, she can appropriate me any day.
Oh god. I'm sure, but Superman would probably snap your neck.
Hey, it's, if it's happening, if it's happening between like her and a regular human, it's got to be consensual, you know. Well, it's she started it.
And yet I am under the and yet I have the weirdo idea
Boom
of pairing
shakalaka. Well, she's dead. Oh wait, no, she's not.
she's Kryptonian.
Yes. Spoiler warning.
Those are some very seductive lips, Batman.
Warner Brothers Animation presents.
I have the weird idea of pairing Andre. Well, first there's Andre Brower.
Yes, we don't actually have a known person as. Oh wait, do we? I who's
No,
playing who in here?
Summer Glau is Supergirl. Old
Okay,
Tim Daly is Superman. Kevin Conroy is Batman, and Brower is Darkseid.
that's strange, but okay. One would think that.
Ed Asner is Granny Goodness.
Yeah.
Susan Eisenberg is Wonder Woman, and I forget who Julian Grossman does.
So they're pulling in people from the DCAU, but they're not pulling in everyone. Was
Yeah,
Michael
because they don't have
Ironside just
Michael
busy?
Ironside. I'm guessing maybe because he's also Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell games.
Yeah, well, was until like the
He had to
last.
pass up. He had to pass up on the last game because he couldn't provide the motion capture.
Yeah, and then the and then he came back for the Splinter Cell DLC for some of the games. One game.
And
Some
then he came
Ubisoft
back as
game.
Darkseid in the Harley Quinn animated series.
That show is so embarrassing now.
It
Because they had a whole
is.
thing dedicated to how the the Snyder Cut movement was like delusional, and then they're like, we're gonna release the Snyder Cut. Finally,
Why?
rule number one: don't insult your audience.
Yeah, that's a good way to lose customers, as
Oh
Tom
hey,
Taylor is sure
we've
to
got
find out.
we've got we've got boobs in our eyes right here.
Yep. Anyways, I was saying I had the weird idea of pairing up Jaime with Supergirl just because of Injustice 2. It's
Ooh,
great.
mama.
We are,
Obscured.
yes, we are dangerously close to animated full frontal in
Oh,
this
just
PG rated movie.
PG-13.
Close enough.
If this were full frontal, we'd be in Suicide Squad Hell to Pay.
Yep.
Ooh.
And it's a shame we didn't get her in Suicide Squad Hell to Pay.
Supergirl?
Yeah. See, okay, listen. See, this guy is sensible.
He's like, you know what? I'm not with these guys. I'm just going to give you a trench coat to cover yourself. Not that it's going to help much.
I
There you
think
go.
his chest has been caved in.
Hi, Batman.
Where is she? I want to talk about bears and rabbits.
Wait, what is that a reference to?
I think it's either from the Batman Begins game or part of Christian Bale's vocal warm up.
What?
The Batman
How
Begins game
random.
was weird.
Alden has informed me since Batman apparently runs around like he has a stick up his ass. Oh, and if they got everybody from the DC animated universe, they would have gotten Nicole Tom to play Supergirl, and I forget who voiced Sparta in Justice League Unlimited. Because yes, Barta's also in this, and I forgot it was Julian Grossman who played Barta in this.
Okay, that is a terrible way to handle her flying. She should have just jumped.
Didn't she just jump and didn't fall?
Yeah, she jumped and started. She jumped, fell, and then started flying, which is not how Kryptonian powers work. Also, they're trying to shoot her down with handguns, despite the fact that she's flying away.
Well, what if it's one of those non-nigh invulnerable superheroes who can fly?
How did you change suits that quickly, Bruce?
He's Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
How many explanations for Bruce's weirdness can be explained through because he's Batman?
Plenty.
Well, at least we have something.
Unfortunately, they will not explain why,
Why, what? Oh, hi, Superman,
Oh, hi, Clark.
who also has very seductive lips.
And I see that the lines on your face are back from the first movie.
But do they look better?
Yes and
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, luckily there was no one on that blimp since it seemed automated.
Oi, mate, why is your blimp bad, CJ?
That is a good question.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the Ultimate Edition, they don't actually of BVS. They actually don't explain why Bruce changes costumes between cuts, but you know.
So it turns out in the comics, is Metropolis and in Gotham City are right near each other since one's in Delaware, the other's in New Jersey.
Interesting.
That is so stupid. I'm sorry, comics, but that is so dumb.
Technically, aren't they both supposed to be New York?
No, they're based on Chicago.
They're both based on Chicago?
Apparently.
Huh. Because I've always heard that Gotham is New York after dark, and, well, no shit, of course her DNA's not human, Bruce. She reacted negatively to kryptonite. Human beings don't negatively react to kryptonite.
except for when there's prolonged exposure and they get cancer.
Yeah, nice elf ears there.
What is this? The last episode of Digimon Tamers?
She's already got a sheet on. You don't need to give her your cape. Also, how does
In
your
the
cape detach?
That is a good question. In the original comics,
How
on
does
the
it
top part,
attach, anyways?
that is also a good question.
And how do you know this? I
I
mean,
still
I'm
love
pretty
the
sure he
set.
can just dig up some diamonds if you want him to. Use his X-ray vision on that shit.
Yeah, he could just do that and then pay Bruce off.
Oh, so that's how he understands it.
The reason why I say Batman has very seductive lips is because my little sister seems to have issue with the way Bruce's lips are drawn, but takes no issue with Superman's lips.
I still can't get over the fact that the lines on the face are so well defined.
Well, they are very muscular men, and that is kind of how they look in the comic,
I
to be fair.
know. It's the I was gonna say crypto. That's probably it's either Ace or crypto. So what's the what's the real name of Power Girl in this continuity?
That is an excellent question that we won't be getting an answer to.
I'm just reminded of that clip from Teen Titans Go that Mauler likes to use. That's a good question. And the answer is and just cut.
Wait, who says that?
It's a clip from Teen Titans Go where Beast Boy says that's a good question, and then
Oh,
yeah,
God, I hate that show. But at least there's
it
some meme
has
value in
yeah it
there.
has some use to it. It's not as good as the Tiny Titans comic.
Mm.
The Tiny Titans comic was actually pretty good. It wasn't as good as
The Teen Titans Go comic before the Teen Titans Go show
yeah.
had a lot of characters that weren't in the original 2003 cartoon,
Hmm.
like Donna Troy
Yeah.
or Geoforce
It's a shame they
or
co-opted
Cassandra
the name for
Sandsmark.
such a terrible show.
Yeah.
I think I had so many people coming out trying to play apologetics for that too. It's
Yeah,
not
I was
like
one of those people and I ate myself for it.
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
duh.
I was one of those people who was like, okay, it's not. We gotta wait and see. Just because it looks terrible doesn't mean it's gonna be terrible. Well, and then I learned to trust my instincts on the based on the animation style. Because if the animation style is that bad, the writing is certainly not going to be any better.
Oh, the writing is awful. The writing has a lot of take that critics after a while, after too many seasons of people hating the show. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do knocks to the critics," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, because that always goes over well. Let's
Yes,
insult
because
your audience
yes, because there's no reason that people would get tired of the show after they aired reruns of it all day, every day,
on
for
Cartoon Network."
yeah, on Cartoon Network
It became
all the
Cartoon
goddamn
Network's new
time.
favorite show after Naruto had left its block.
Yeah.
Which Naruto ended up having a similar case to Yu Yu Hakusho, where they had two different dubs. One aired for our regular TV, and then one for DVD release, which was the uncut version.
Kind of like One
Yes.
Piece.
And Yu Yu Hakusho, as I mentioned.
Yep.
Guess which dub people guess which version people prefer?
The TV dub?
The uncut.
Okay. Because sometimes it can go either way.
Eh, if there was one for like Digimon and whatnot, I would buy that ad so hard. I'd be like, give, I'd be like, take my money, you can have it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
that's
no.
just mean, Kara.
Hmm, indeed.
Meanwhile, on Apocalypse,
Oh, Apocalypse. I almost would have thought this is the Red Lantern homeworld.
that
It's
would be kind of funny.
it's inhospitable enough.
Yep. And yeah, Apocalypse in the DC animated movie universe had this weird obsession with making it look technological as opposed to desolate like it is normally. Hello, Ed Asner as Granny Goodness.
Such
And
strange casting choice.
well, Ed Asner was Granny Goodness in Superman the animated series,
I mean, in general.
right?
Not that it's necessarily bad, it's just really strange. And of course, Granny Goodness's face looks like, and I'm trying to pick it, and I can't remember.
Just a reminder, a lot of these are based off their comic appearances.
Yeah. It's
So that's one thing this animation did get right. I swear, if she was here just to get royally jobbed, poosh.
a younger Ernest Borgnine.
Ouch.
That's who I'm thinking of.
I remember at least three of these Furies: Lashina, Estampa, and Guillotina. I forget
Violent
who's the
names.
I forget who's the one with the green hair. You just got back from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Darkseid. What part of her body did they cut open and just have that much blood out on the ground?
I don't know.
'Cause that was always one thing that weirded me out when I watched this movie the
Is
first
that
time.
was that just a screen transition or was that supposed to do something?
Oh, someone's seeing the future.
Didn't she have a bra on earlier in that same shot?
I think so. Meanwhile, in Metropolis,
Meanwhile, in other not New York,
friggin' pigeons.
I'm so glad to be out of quarantine. Boy, wouldn't that like to translate to the rest of the world?
Indeed.
You better make sure Lois doesn't see you, or at least that she knows who she is. Also nice how Kara's constantly got the angry eyebrows.
That's funny.
And her bangs make her look like.
Oh, by the way, this shopping bit wasn't even in the original comic. They
Huh.
just added this.
Oh, so this is filler.
Yes.
Hmm. Seriously, the hair the hair being all spiked like that makes it look like she's related to All Might.
One day, hey, I will get you to watch My Hero Academia. One day.
I mean, considering Superman is kind of this universe is this is not the Joker. This is not the Joker again. How long is this going to go on for?
A bit.
Hmm. You know, this is a sub 2 hour movie. This is a sub hour and a half movie. So nice. So I see you're taking after Power Girl in that regard.
In the mood.
Like I said, this is a sub hour and a half movie, and they wasted like 3 minutes on shopping.
This is filler that I could definitely have done without. I don't know why they added this.
Those are giant hot dogs. No, they're not made out of hot dog. See, don't ask me to explain why they are like this. Why is everybody has angry eyebrows in this?
They're
It's
so
like
angry.
it's like they were designed by the guys who do the American Kirby box art.
Kirby is so fucking edgy. He's Batman. That's his problem.
American Kirby versus regular Shadow the Hedgehog. Who's got more Owl the Edge going on?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
American Kirby is so edgy, yet its games are so fun.
Lead-lined cowl. I'm pretty sure that would not be a good idea. You could like add more Kevlar there and it'd work better.
I'm sure. In a manner of speaking.
Are we about to get a power and responsibility speech here? Yeah, we are.
Though at least Superman is in character enough to actually try that. He senses a disturbance in the Force. Ooh.
Uh, Diana, what the hell are you doing?
You'll see.
Uh, did we just get ambushed by the Star? Okay, Superman, you do realize that's Red Tornado's thing, right?
He can still do it with enough speed.
I
Flash
know.
could do it with enough speed too.
I
So it's
know.
not really all that unique. Whoop.
You know, okay, Diana, they were not having any trouble until you showed up.
Guess who called them in?
Brucey boy. Yo, I'm Batman.
Funny enough, in the comic, Diana and Layla and Artemis came here of their own accord. Or Bruce ended up helping out by fighting Artemis for a bit, and the comic cut away from after Diana held Ankara.
Mm.
They're coming to take me away, haha, hee hee, to the funny farm.
Oh, goodness. And we just cut to
Depicted much as it was in the live-action movie.
It's predated the live action movie by 7 years.
I know.
Plus, it's also feels like it was partially based on leftovers from the 2009 Wonder Woman movie.
You know, if you hammer that one spot too much, the blade is going to be way too thin. It, are those CGI models fighting? Why is their
I
frame rate so low?
I have no idea. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, in a distant future that'll probably never happen,
totally never happened. Not Young Justice
nice
Artemis.
pose. Artemis is in, like, the actual mythological figure, right?
The Amazon, yes.
I don't know why, but I love the cinematography in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I I can't put my finger on it, but I know that I'd like to.
Is it? Are
It
you actually?
I think it has something to do with all the plot on screen.
I knew it. I knew it. This turned into the friggin' Dead or Alive live action movie in that one fight in the rain where you
Yeah.
saw nothing but booty. I'm like, this is unironically the best fight in the movie.
Yeah, which had Kevin Nash as Hollywood Hulk Hogan
And also
in a
Eric
dollar
Roberts as
store.
the villain.
Yeah, in a dollar store Hulk Hogan wig.
Of course.
There can be only one.
Come on, we're not even in Highlander 2 yet.
Well, let's just say that we're in roughly the right area for certain
Oh,
aspects of that movie.
would you two just stop arguing and just start catfighting each other?
Oh, okay, Wonder Bra, why are your boobs just circles?
That is an excellent question that I
Ev-
wish I had the answer to.
like Kara and all the others, they have theirs drawn correctly. Wonder Woman, Diana is literally just two circles.
Because that always works out well.
Yes. What, are you gonna point your angry eyebrows at me? I like to see her go. Using that X-ray vision, Clark, huh?
Oh, God.
Exposed your secret identity. He doesn't wear a mask. She could have figured it out on her own.
Plus, Batman, I wouldn't talk if I were you, since any girl you end up wanting to fall in love with, you expose your secret identity to.
Hey, what's up? I'm Batman. Wanna know my secret identity?
It's funny that we both just know how to do that line word
Oh,
for
yeah.
word.
The subtitles on this version have almost every R replaced with an F.
Why?
Uh, because somebody apparently did not proofread the subtitles.
Is this like bad fan subs all over again?
Bad fan subs are typically spelled correctly. They're just translated poorly.
I wouldn't put money on that, Chief.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But then again, I'm mostly basing that on, like, TV Nihon.
Yeah, because I've been on those sites before, and by God, are they terrible. Are you two gonna go skinny dipping?
Oh, I hope so. We gotta earn that PG-13 rating somehow.
Hey, didn't we already have that for a mostly naked Kara, save for shadows?
Yeah. Why is your frame rate and animation so bad? Oi,
That is
mate,
a
why are
good
your bodies bad, CG?
question. I watched a weird video where Sea Dog got a bunch of voice actors for JoJo, and one person was like trying to do a Dio voice, but sounded more or like Jai Courtney from Suicide Squad as opposed to either Patrick Stites or Takeito Koyasu. Oh, hi, Doomsday.
See, what I'd like to see in a, yeah, this guy just showed up for some reason,
And
but,
there's a whole army of them.
oh, yes, this guy is gonna get, Doomsday is gonna get jobbed out so hard in this movie.
He got jobbed out so hard in the comic too.
You can tell whenever an army of these guys show up, and we have all of a sudden changed animation styles to looking more like JoJo again.
Wasn't this already looking like JoJo earlier?
It was, but, this is law of conservation of ninjutsu, except that they're not ninjas. The more of them, the more the ultra bad guy there is, the less likely it is that they're going to succeed.
Except for in Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which the Justice League got royally bodied by a group of paradooms. Parademons spliced with Doomsday's DNA.
Yep. Yeah. The one of these guys took out the Justice League, and now Batman kicks one in the face and he's down. That's totally believable, guy. I totally believe that.
This was a thing in the comic as well, so any fault in that regard is also a fault in the source material.
I mean, why even have them be Doomsday? Why not just have him be like, I don't know, somebody else?
Or just send an army of parademons.
Yeah, why are you treating the man who the monster who killed Superman, who took out the entire Justice League, like he's some jobber? How did Batman should not have survived that?
But he's Batman.
Well, no shit, Bruce. You got fucking bodied by one of these things and survived.
Bat, run away!
That and Diana noticed that these guys lack any sort of like blood or anything internal that would,
Yeah.
make them a bit more viable a threat like the OG Doomsday.
Yeah.
Or even the one from Batman v Superman that was basically the cave troll from Lord of the Rings.
Or the lame ass one from friggin' Doomsday. Superman Doomsday.
Oh God. Don't even get me started on how bad that one ended up being.
Yeah, somehow Superman and Doomsday both die from falling through the atmosphere, which both of them do on a regular basis.
As opposed to, something that makes logical sense.
Like getting stabbed or punching each other so hard that they die. Yeah.
Or punching rushing at Doomsday so hard that Doomsday's head literally spins, and then Superman gets stabbed, because that's how the DC animated movie universe there's Death of Superman and ends up with that scenario.
Why are you? They're not. They were never alive.
Doing Batman things.
Could you? You do realize that you have to kill them at some point, right? Because it's Doomsdays. You
Yeah.
can't.
Oh, and as it turns out, Layla's little vision ended up being about herself, not Kara.
Why does the Amazon have a sports bra on?
That is an excellent question.
One would think that they would make that from stuff they have rather than, elastic and whatnot. But then again, Wonder Woman uses whatever
Wonder
that
Woman
stuff
dresses like
is.
a Wonder Woman dresses like a patriotic stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Darkseid.
I did not hit the. It is bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Darkseid.
Did I really sound like Tommy Wiseau there?
No, when it's just that when you said hi, Darkseid, I had to make that joke.
That's fair.
Have you ever seen The Room?
I need to watch that at some point.
I think Tommy Wiseau put it up for free on his YouTube channel, so we can just watch that on here someday.
Yeah. That doesn't
Yes.
sound creepy at all.
Eh. Giant centipede. Don't smush it too badly, you might have to eat that later.
Oh, hi, Darkseid. She's not. He's not trapped in here with her. She's trapped in here with him.
It's raping time.
This is all Diana's fault.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's even more so her fault in the comic than it is in the animated adaptation. Because in the animated one, Bruce called her up. In this one, or rather in the comic, she comes of her own accord.
See, that was actually a fairly good CG shot, but it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
I'm just saying in the grand scheme of like how you
yeah,
spend money on stuff like that.
that's reasonable.
I thought for a second we were about to get an X-Men shot where the water went upwards, but.
Hello, Barda.
No, we have to go and deal with this now. You'll have to fight crime in your towel. How did Batman get here?
Because he's Batman.
But it's the middle of the day.
It's Batman.
Did he borrow Solid Snake's stealth camouflage?
He's Batman.
Bruce, how did you get here?
Because I'm Batman.
I should have known.
If we ever parody this movie, we're definitely having that as a joke. Though I'm sure Barda would ask that question, how did he get in here? Yes. And she's taller
She
than
is
Superman.
taller than Superman, who's like 6'4" in canon, if I recall,
I think I could have sworn he was 6'3".
something like that.
There's a reason they call her Big Barda.
Yeah. And Wonder Woman is tall, really tall too. Probably
Yeah,
around like 5'11" and 6 foot.
yeah, she's nearly Bruce and Superman's height.
And she suits up in less than 2 seconds.
John Freeze outfit. We're not going to be seeing him in this movie.
And no Mr. Miracle? Shame.
They're married.
Yeah. You try to forget about the time that Lex Luthor, I can't remember if it was Lex Luthor or somebody else, filmed a porno with mind-controlled Superman and Big Barda. Try to forget about that.
I have many questions.
I have several questions.
Many of which I'm probably not going to be getting an answer to.
I would like to know why the writers thought that was a good idea.
Indeed.
And here we have a knockoff version of the Justice League Unlimited intro. Or rather, the Justice League regular. Okay, now Diana's drawn correctly.
Eh.
And Big Barda is not anymore.
Hi, parademons.
They're dressed like Bob, Agents of Hydra.
So, if we ever parody this movie, should we have the parademons talk?
Sure. Now, of course, that requires that they ever move their mouths.
The worst part is either that or we could just make them like those, like any type of creature that moves their mouths without talking.
Talks without moving their mouths.
Yeah, like Nosferatu Zod in Berserk.
Okay, so we decided to have an assault on Apocalypse with 4 members of the Justice League. With only 4 members of the Justice League. That is absolutely fantastic, guys.
Well, at least it's not as asinine as. At least they're just on a mission to get Kara back. The objective isn't even to beat Darkseid.
Well, yes, but shouldn't they know that Darkseid is here? Oh, hey.
I'm sure.
The
I'm sure they do, but at the very least, they don't have any way of leaking their plans to Darkseid, like in Apocalypse War.
Almost as if Cyborg shouldn't be a member of the Justice League, and he should instead be a member of the Teen Titans.
Indeed. She certainly doesn't skip leg day.
No, she does not. Almost fell on one of those pipelines, but it exploded anyways.
Because it's like a Michael Bay movie. And
why didn't you?
And Batman's wearing Orion's gear.
Yeah, why didn't he put that on before he came here?
That is a good question that I wish I had the answer for.
Meanwhile, with Batman,
there is absolutely no fault to this plan. I couldn't possibly get shot down or taken out by a parademon.
Parademons are too scared of Batman to even try.
Fear, it can smell it.
They're like, oh, we're scared. We're scared of Batman. Steppenwolf.
Yes, this is not the right time. You might want to shut up, Barda.
Aww.
It looks like you've turned into incredibly bad art. Something was wrong with Diana.
And now they're going to be fighting the Furies.
The Furies, a legally distinct entity to the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
And for whatever reason, in my writing of JLD, the Apocalypse War, I wrote that these four get royally jobbed by a Metron and the friggin' Mobius chair. Meanwhile, with Batman,
Meanwhile, Batman is still being absolutely worthless. Okay,
oh
see,
hello,
you could have cut the earlier scene where he's just not doing anything and had this in its
they
place,
could
you know?
have, but they chose not to.
I would love to know what the reasoning behind the assembly of these movies is.
I would
Because,
too. Oh look, we got a bunch of Metallos.
yeah. This is reminding me of a fight from the end of the original Dragon Ball. It's like during that filler bullshit towards the end and before Goku and Chi-Chi get married.
Huh. Oh,
Big Barda,
and
meet bigger Barda.
Stampa.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Stampa is voiced by Andrea Romano in the movie.
Nice aim there, Diana.
I really love the fight choreography on this scene,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
even despite even with all that plot we're seeing. Not even just as a
Okay.
joke.
Okay, lady, you're not Simon Belmont. Stop using the whip like you're Simon Belmont.
To be fair, or Lashina's shtick is that friggin' whip. Meanwhile,
Run away! Run away! That
well,
wasn't actually a strike on the thing. That was a strike on the cape. You can disconnect your cape, dude.
well, there goes Orion's gear. And meanwhile, the new god's like, I feel like I might have left something behind back at Barda's place. But then when he goes there, he finds out that his stuff is missing.
Boy, I sure
That
like using all my gear. I hope nobody's taken it to another planet and destroyed it.
hmm. Oh,
And
hello.
and now we have armadillo wolves eating Batman.
You know, the weird thing is the hell spores are a thing in this movie, and yet they never get brought up again in any other animated movie with Apocalypse. Would have
I
been neat
wonder
though.
why.
Meanwhile, somehow Barda's got her shield back.
You will you will notice similarities next week when we do Highlander 2.
Oh, lovely. But did this do the fight seem better than Highlander 2?
Yes.
Is it just because of the amount of plot we're seeing on screen?
No. No, there's more to it than that. For one thing, you'll know when you
Ooh, Stampa just got killed.
ouch. But you will know when you see Highlander 2 why Highlander 2 is not
Is one of the worst movies ever.
Are you about to pull a Captain America? How
She
did...
could.
Okay, what
But
happened?
Sheena had gotten to her, and they probably ganged up on her.
Okay. You know, this is why you should have brought the,
Rest of the fucking Justice League with you guys.
maybe even just, I don't know, a few more Amazonians?
Can I tell you something funny?
Sure.
In a Static Shock two-parter, 5 members of the Justice League are present for fighting Brainiac along with Static and Gear, but Superman and Wonder Woman are not among them.
Oh, god damn.
Kara's outfit.
Oh, yeah.
She looks like she went to Hot Topic.
She looks like an evil character from the Winx Club.
I've actually seen that show. Oh, so yes, I'm in agreement with that statement. Ouch. You know, in this fight in the original comics, Superman had to use like some kind of weird kryptonite ring to take out Kara.
Hmm.
Spoiler alert, that ring does not come up in this movie.
Well, considering we have not seen it thus far, I would assume not.
I wonder why he's smoking inside.
Was it possibly a life model decoy full of dynamite?
Perhaps. Or it's Batman.
I need your
Okay.
clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
And your guns.
And your guns. Tell me, do you bleed?
You will.
Or rather, you won't.
I still think that's a really stupid line from that movie. Ooh.
Nice knee strike to the face there.
Yeah, I still stand by that fight with Diana and Barda versus the Furies is my favorite fight in the movie. There's only one fight that comes close to it, and it's
Kill
right at
her.
the
Kill her. There is no
end.
there is no tactical advantage to leaving Granny Goodness alive.
Funny enough, the DC animated movie universe doesn't even have her or Calabac.
Okay. Okay. Bullshit movie. Superman's cape did not get this fucked up.
Perhaps it did earlier, but
They just didn't show it. I know
well,
why they're doing it, but they haven't actually exactly earned this visual.
Whee!
Okay, that are you I hope you're planning on following up on that because that's not gonna kill him. That's not gonna kill him, typically. How did you get behind her?
He found a way.
Bad touch, bad touch. Now the fraying on his cape has taken on a completely different pattern. Hulk smash.
Meanwhile, with Darkseid,
It's over, Darkseid. I have the high ground.
Darkseid is taller than Batman.
Shit.
Okay, so in the comic, Batman, as he's telling Darkseid, I had all of this, as punches him square in the jaw,
So, thereby
even
making the
knowing
scene,
that would do nothing.
thereby making the scene 1,000 times more dynamic.
Yes.
You dare? You dare? Yes, I dare, because I'm Batman.
And he's about to get tossed around like a friggin' rag doll.
It seems like that's a court-mandated shot in every superhero anything. Hero gets slammed up against a wall, falls down chest first into the camera.
Ouch.
Forswear Kara Zaf El. Thank you, subtitles. Now, Batman's cape was in tatters earlier, and now it's not.
Batman, I think you would need a neck brace after doing that with Darkseid.
Maybe he already has one built into his suit.
Of course he does. Because he's goddamn Batman. And she gets taken out like a Street Fighter character.
K.O.
Hi, Superman.
And Clark's head just casually clips through the glass.
Hi, Diana and Big Barda.
And you didn't kill Granny Goodness because why? Because
That
you
is
want to
an
prove that you're
excellent-
better.
That is an excellent question that I wish I had the answer to.
Because, proving that you're better doesn't help if you lose.
Plus, she already killed Stampa.
Yeah, no shit. You don't have any moral high ground.
Yeah, seriously. Meanwhile, oh, and that whole thing with the health spores, that was total bluff.
Of course! I can't do a Raul Julia impression, but just imagine the clip from Street Fighter the movie.
Of course. Oh. It's okay, Kara. Even though you kicked my ass earlier, we're totally good now.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
A flesh wound, your arm's off.
I've had worse.
You lie.
Come at me, you pansy!
We're gonna be watching that movie at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I swear we are going to watch that movie. Because you've never seen Monty Python on the Holy Grail, correct?
I've seen a bit of it. I have not seen the whole thing, no.
You need to see the whole thing.
Like, if I remember correctly, it was either a VHS tape that stopped working or a TV signal that just cut out.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, nice. I'll have to download the Netflix app on the PS4 so that I can watch it without having to have it on mute like I do with this movie.
Indeed.
Because I still can't find my Batman Superman double feature.
Still sorry to hear that. Nope. Oh, Diana, you would want those two to just shut up and kiss already. And again, she has dated both.
Yes. Did we Did we actually see why Harbinger was dead, or did she just kind of?
She was killed by Darkseid.
Okay, but did they? Why are her ears so pointy?
That is a good question.
Is she supposed to be from the planet Krypton, not the planet Vulcan?
Oh, good. Oh, that's sweet.
Those are also like realistic fire plugins, not cartoon fire plugins, guys. I must go. My planet needs me.
Still salty about that computer.
And so far, no
Meanwhile,
trace of Lois Lane.
nope. Or the remaining members of the Justice League, or
See,
the
this is a
Titans.
much better background than the ones in
Public Enemies.
Superman. Well, yeah, Public Enemies or Superman Apocalypse. Superman fucking Doomsday. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because Doomsday and Apocalypse are synonyms, I get those confused.
Yep.
And this is also coincidentally the outfit that Clark was wearing when he started superheroing.
What? The one
A
she's
br-
wearing?
No, the one he's wearing, a brown jacket and blue jeans.
Funnily enough, we do get that in the in the in that Superman movie that came out a couple days ago on digital.
Oh yeah, the Man of Tomorrow, I think is what it was called.
That actually looks like an all right movie.
How did you break it?
That is a good question.
Uh,
I swear that is becoming a running gag in this commentary.
yeah.
Every time you ask me a question that would make sense to have answered, I'm just like, that is a good question.
Yeah. Now, this isn't supposed to be in continuity with the DCAU, right?
No.
Okay.
No, this is supposed to be an adaptation of the Superman Batman comics.
Okay, good, because that makes it.
Ooh, hello.
Hi.
Darkseid was just chilling on the couch.
Why is Darkseid? Why was
He was just
Darkseid chilling on the Kent
couch
farm?
waiting for Superman.
I gave my word I would not come for the girl, but I said nothing about you.
Hey, we gotta have a fight scene between these two.
And it just straight up blasts away his costume. Oh, how much you want to bet she's gonna be in her costume underneath all that?
Nope.
Oh wait, never mind.
In the comics, she did have her costume. You gonna choke slam him into the moon? Darkseid learned that trick from the Three Stooges.
Okay, you do realize this isn't going to kill him, Darkseid.
Of course he doesn't. Of course he
And
realizes
people
that.
threw a fucking fit about the destruction in Man of Steel, and apparently have never actually watched any of the other Superman movies.
Yeah, it's like after a while, I realized maybe the property damage in Man of Steel is average.
Yeah. She really should have had her costume on underneath their regular outfit, but that probably
Oh, and
I on top of probably not that probably wouldn't have survived considering she probably would have had to cobble it together. I'm surprised that her civilian clothes have lasted this long.
in the original comic, Supergirl took an Omega beam meant to hit Superman, and and then the Justice League came in to help Superman take on Darkseid.
Because that's the sensible thing to have happen.
But no, we actually get this kind of awesome fight scene between Superman, Supergirl, and Darkseid.
Could have had an awesome fight scene between Superman, Supergirl, Darkseid, and the whole Justice League.
That would also have been cool. Oh, watch this. Whoop.
It's like a reverse German suplex.
And I knew you'd be a sucker for that.
Like, that's like a back-to-back German suplex.
So, did you see the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League trailer after I sent it to you?
Yes, the one with black, Deadshot.
Dead shot.
Deadshot.
We got to be consistent with the Southern drawl here. Ooh.
Okay. Bullshit on her having any cuts on her. The only thing that she's been... Bullshit on that wall surviving more than one hit. More than... Yeah, more than one hit. And because it took 2 hits to get it out. But also bullshit on her having any of those cuts and stuff on her because she's Kryptonian.
Don't forget, this is Darkseid who she's fighting against.
Yes, but at the same time, he's throwing her through Earth materials.
Right? Funny enough. Okay,
Oh,
so
hey, so we see a scene that gets recreated in every single Superman thing ever.
Funnily
Him
enough,
being,
this bit with Superman going back to go fight Darkseid, that someone took this bit and synced it up to "Ooh, You Say Run" from Hiroaka.
oh, nice.
It is sick.
I did that for the for Iron Man's snap at the end of Endgame.
I'd like to see that.
Disney unfortunately removed it from YouTube. You can find it on my BitChute channel though.
You'll have to link it to me sometime. Oh, you did not just tug the cape, Darkseid. You don't
Don't
just
tug
tug
on Superman's cape.
because
You
that's
don't
just
spit
begging
into
for
the wind.
trouble.
You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim.
Whoop. Poosh.
Well, say goodbye to the Kent family farm.
Indeed.
I hope
You could
Jonathan
just
and
say
Martha
Dark.
weren't planning on, sleeping here tonight.
And Wayne and Superman could probably talk Bruce into paying for all this.
Or he could, invite them to stay at the Fortress of Solitude.
Just repeatedly punches him in the face.
And it's a literal tornado. No, that bullshit. That would not have stopped.
The wind's still going. Now it's not. Ooh, Superman's getting baked.
Oh, dude, I'm totally wasted, man. You got some of that good shit, Darkseid. You gotta go away now. The weed is just too dank, man. I've heard of having a black eye, but at this rate, Superman's gonna be Two-Face. Yes, because he's Did you send him to the middle of nowhere space?
Pretty much.
I don't think he'll be a problem again, except for the fact that, you know,
Then
he.
Darkseid crashes, meets up with Ebony Maw in cars. And all three of them conspire to destroy the Earth.
And then at some point, it crashes
Right,
into Rita
Disneyland.
Repulsa.
Oh yeah, that her too. She's getting involved in this big plan.
Hi. Sorry about that. There was a supervillain sitting on your couch.
Can we also have that as a random joke where Darkseid's like, "Hey, I've been hanging out on your couch. I'm here to kill you."
Hey, you got a nice couch. Shame I had to destroy it.
Are we just gonna make him sound like Super Kami Guru?
Why did the house explode? Why did it explode?
Good question. She's a good pounder. Phrasing. It is a thing. The Amazons, Batman, Wonder Woman, Barda, and none of the other Justice League members or the Titans.
Let me reintroduce my cousin, who you have already met, in a new outfit that she should have been wearing earlier. Uniform. I wouldn't exactly say it's uniform. It's quite different to Clark's.
Let's all applaud. Batman's like, she's not wearing panties, is she? Nope.
That was some weird animation there with her. It looked like they were just dragging her across the screen with the mouse tool.
From Photoshop.
Yeah. Like they just barely had an animation path in what in the program formerly known as Adobe Flash.
And that's the end of the movie. So Superman, Batman, Apocalypse.
I have to
Thought.
say it's better than Public Enemies.
Yep. Oh, Rachel Quaintance was Lila, and uncredited. She was also what's her face, Artemis.
Yeah, my credits have since devolved past 144p and are now like something around 50p, I think.
Oh,
Eh,
Sam Liu, you're responsible for the art
yeah,
direction.
and are in black and white.
So, how would you rate this movie overall?
Uh, I can't remember. What did I give?
You gave the last movie 5 or 6 out of 10.
I'd probably go like 6.5, 7.5.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is unfortunately the last of the Superman Batman movies because they didn't bother to adapt any more of that comic.
Probably because they decided they wanted to do something else,
Oh yeah.
which is much in character for the people who work at Warner Brothers. They just kind of.
Yep. They have no level of commitment whatsoever. Except to money. We've got to have money.
Indeed, they do.
So one thing I was thinking of for a hypothetical version of For the Man Who Had Everything for our DC Marvel fanfic universe is like I besides it's I the Holy Trinity and Darkseid, I'd want to also include like Superboy and Captain America.
Actually, a version of For the Man Who Has Everything that like primarily centers on Captain America would be kind of cool.
Hmm.
Not
So you,
not that like I don't know. It's something that we'll have to think about as we go on, but you know.
yeah, definitely.
Welcome.
Well, just keep watching to the end of the credits, I guess. Next week
Yep.
we are going to be doing uh, a movie that has one of the worst reputations in the history of cinema.
Highlander 2. Yay.
Highlander 2: The Quickening. Yes. Funny thing, I actually think it could have been better than The Empire Strikes Back if they hadn't utterly fucked up everything.
That is, your hatred of The Empire Strikes Back is a massive hot take, big bro.
I mean, I don't hate it when I'm watching it, but after I start thinking about it, the timeline doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, to each their own.
Hmm.
Stop telling me to try. Stop telling me to go back and watch Justice League Dark Apocalypse, where I already did that. And I hated it the second time. I'm not doing it a third time.
They had copies of that and the Deathstroke movie that just came out
I actually liked that
at
movie.
yeah, they had that and the like I said, the Deathstroke movie that just came out at the kiosk at Walmart.
Funny enough, I actually ended up watching that with my friend Alden, the Deathstroke one. That was actually a pretty good one.
That's good
They
to
did.
know. What universe is that part of, if any?
I think it's an original thingamabobber.
So it's one of the ones that's like what you
It's
call
not
it?
in the same continuity as Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
as
say
far
it's one of the ones that's like Killing Joke and oh, what's it called? The Gotham by Gaslight and things like that.
Gotham by Gaslight wasn't that bad, but
Well,
it
Gotham
was
by Gaslight wasn't a DC AMU movie though.
no, it wasn't.
Oh, while I have you here, I want to show you this.
All right.
I'm gonna show you the DC animated 4K collection.
All right.
Okay, so this is the UK version, but it's the same both places. Now,
I'm surprised we didn't have any hiccups ups in Superman, Batman, Apocalypse that as we did with our previous commentaries.
oh, I'm really fucking worried that the audio is just going to be shit here. So, I'm going to show you here is there we go.
Okay.
This is the DC Universe Movie Collection Volume 1.
So, Killing Joke, Assault on Arkham, Justice League Dark, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, and Gotham by Gaslight.
Yep.
That makes no sense at all.
That is a terrible selection of films. Okay, so you've got
I hate Killing Joke, Justice League Dark, Art.
so we've got
in Justice League Dark. Arc. I don't have much of an opinion on Hell to Pay. I was kind of in. It was Gotham by Gaslight was okay.
yeah. So you've got
And
The Killing Joke, which is standalone. Assault on Arkham, which is part of the Arkhamverse. Justice League Dark, which is the
actually
eighth.
has some contradictories in there, since King Shark is supposed to be dead.
Justice League Dark, which is the 8th movie in the DCAMU. Then
Which,
you
by the
have,
way, and then there's Gotham by Gaslight.
Hell to
I mean,
Pay,
since
which is the,
the 10th.
the 10th. And then Gotham by Gaslight, which is a friggin' anthology film.
And the weird thing is, like, Assault on Arkham contradicts a few. It gets contradicted in later by the Suicide Squad game since that's supposed to take place after Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so why is Deadshot black and why is King Shark alive?
That's a very good question. And the answer is never going to be explained.
No, it's not. King Shark is just because of his popularity in the Harley Quinn show, and Deadshot because Will Smith.
The fuck? There's a friggin'. There's a bug crawling on me.
And you know
I thought I killed it like twice and then it kept going.
And you know the funny thing is, like, I sometimes also would have to wonder what would Teen Titans X-Men crossovers end up being like.
Probably kind of insane.
Considering the Titans would constantly lampshade how the X-Men are getting treated it as such with such prejudice when people like the Titans, the Justice League, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man all get treated with praise.
And also, what you call it? All our other characters. There's, Superman, Captain America.
Though Professor X would probably be like, "How do you lead your team, Nightwing?" And he'd be like, with witty charm." That and maybe a dab of charisma.
The internet. I just found a clip online. The internet has discovered Steven Seagal movies that exist past 1999.
Really?
Yep.
Well, apparently the brief announcement that Vic made at UltraCon was him saying the initial thing that I ended up hearing was he's going to be doing like audiobooks now.
Yeah, he's been doing some audiobooks for a little while now. Every now and again.
He's got a couple out. And still I can't get over or how it's like I go to tell him that I flew all the way down here from Connecticut, and then he's just like, "Oh my god." He's just amazed.
Well, we stopped watching the movie about 15 minutes ago. 12 minutes ago, rather. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording. We'll see you guys next week with Highlander 2.
Yeah.
Expect many laughs. Also, some comparisons to The Rise of Skywalker, because The Rise of Skywalker, for some reason, Hollywood can't stop making the mistakes that Highlander 2 made almost 30 years ago.
I thought the whole point of history was those who don't learn from it are doomed to repeat it.
Apparently, Disney has never watched Highlander 2. Either version of it. Actually, there are 3 versions of it. We'll be watching it off of the special edition DVD, which is, I won't say the good version. I will say the best version that exists.
I'll probably see if it's still on Amazon Prime.
I don't think it is, but, who knows.
All right.